Welcome to episode number 2 of the restoration of 8 Ball Deluxe. We've done quite a lot since the last time we uploaded the video, although it may not seem so right now. It's not just how much we've done on this cabinet, it's the things that have been delivered, the things that have been ordered. So I think the first thing to say is we stripped the whole thing down. Everything got taken out, the playfield got taken out, all the components inside, every bit of cable, every staple, everything was removed from this cabinet. Now, as you remember from the first episode, it had the insignia on the side which said 8 Ball Deluxe. We've sanded this cabinet down so many times and to such an extent that all you can see now is plain wood. One of the first things we did was start to repair some of the damaged wood. This is a very, very old game, 1981, of course. So it was a process of filling and sanding and filling and sanding. But it wasn't just that. What we did notice was the very base of these units seems to have a hardboard in it. Now, it's quite a thick hardboard, maybe 5mm, something like that. But it doesn't wear well over time, which is fine, and it's understandable. These weren't produced to last a long time. They were just produced to go in on location, earn some money, and then really get chucked away. So to bring something like this back to life and restore it, you're having to deal with materials that weren't put in there to last. So we had quite an interesting thing, really, which we decided that the base of it needed to go. There was also a metal base plate, and the metal base plate was at the front bottom of it. And that was, I believe, to stop people from accessing the pinball machine and getting into the coin box and stealing the coins, basically, which I think it wouldn't have been that easy to do, actually. I'd say it was a bit of hardboard at the bottom, but I don't think you'd have got through it too quickly. But anyway, so we've decided to ditch the metal. We're not going to keep the metal. But one day when I was back home, so I've been coming back to Ant's workshop intermittently to do work on it. Ant could not help himself at all. So what he actually did was he completely changed this whole section at the bottom. So now what we've got rid of is that horrible hardboard base there. This is now an MDF base. It's a lot thicker, it's a lot more sturdy, and it's just the right material for the job, really. There were some parts of the cabinet which were sort of completely destroyed. It's been really interesting looking at the composition of these cabinets because the back of the cabinet is actually made out of chipboard. Chipboard is no more robust than hardboard, really, is it? Which is strange because I think that the front and the sides of the cabinet are in ply, yet the back is in chipboard. Now, what had happened is every time the machine had rested on the back corner, it started to get chipped away. It starts to crumble. So what we managed to do was pour in a resin just onto that bottom corner, which is now hardened. We've sanded that down. And we would continue in sanding. There's plenty of sanding, and there's plenty of sanding, plenty of filling, and more sanding. And we're just going to get this to a really, really fine grit until it's something to 400 to 600, something like that. At that point, it's going to receive an undercoat, but we're not at that stage yet. We decided not to show you every single process and make this a shop log. Otherwise, the series becomes too long. It's almost ideally the series will sort of be 6-7 videos long, and you'll see the game finished at the end of it. In terms of things that I've ordered, we've ordered the stencils. So the stencils are very important, and they've arrived. They've come from Chris, who is on the Pinball Info Forum. So thank you very much for sending those through, Chris. That's going to be really interesting to get those. So they've arrived. What else has arrived is the backglass. Now, the backglass arrived from CPR, and they were very good. They were very communicative, actually. But it's always a bit of a concern of mine ordering something from the States, particularly a sheet of glass, which is about so big. It's very, very lucky the glass arrived intact. Well, I say lucky, it was well packaged by CPR, but you just never know, really. You can put as many stickers on a package that says fragile, handle with care as you like. If the courier's just going to start chucking it around in the back of the lorry, then what hope have you got? Anyway, fortunately, the CPR backglass has arrived. It was absolutely the right move. If I'm honest, it doesn't seem quite as colourful as the original, but I think that's absolutely fine. By the time we've got it on there and there's some lights behind it, it's going to look great. The other thing I ordered from CPR was a replacement plastic set. The first thing I noticed with those, they look absolutely vibrant. They look glorious. When I first started taking this machine apart in this very room, it was almost as if it was an orange colour on a lot of the plastics on the original ones. It's very, very clear that it's more of a red, and I was very pleased about that. So the plastics looks very vibrant. I'm really looking forward to getting those on here, and they're going to complement the playfield. So we've got a Kruzman playfield, which again is already here. That's going to go on to this as well. We already have that. The other thing we got was from Alan J. Alan J sent us a load of LED lights, which are on the playfield, sort of flat LED lights, and the other thing we got was a load of inserts for the back box for the alphanumeric displays. So we've gone with new displays there. It's been an absolute voyage of discovery, and we're still just working on the cabinet and working on the back box at the moment. I've got to thank Alan J for. I keep asking him advice, and he gets back to me really, really quickly. And the same, obviously, from Keith. Keith, New Forest Pinball. Just anything we need to know, they're just helpful, so helpful, and clearly they've got a real enthusiasm for the hobby, and these guys just know everything there is to know about these old sort of Bally classic games, and I'm sure, thanks so much for your help, guys. I'm sure we're going to sort of lean heavily on you again. Finally, I just want to thank Ant, who's off camera at the moment, playing with his tumbler. He's playing with his tumbler. He's going to stick it in a sonic cleaner in a minute. So, yeah, I just want to thank Ant for, first of all, the use of all his tools, the use of his expertise, the use of his working space. This is really, really fun. And I don't want to give too much away at the moment, but Ant's had some amazing ideas, some fantastic ideas. And as it goes along, this is sort of metamorphosizing into a little bit more of a project than we'd originally planned. But we certainly do intend on building the very best 8 Ball Deluxe that we possibly can. As you see, I'm covered in dust. I've not done most of the work today. Actually, my son Jakey, who's just behind camera at the moment, he's done all the work on this today. Basically, he's done all the filling work, all the sanding work, and so this is very much going to be a team effort, guided by Ant, we've just learned so much already about these games, and so I'm really, really looking forward to getting this done. It won't be ready for Pinfest this year, obviously, because at the point I record this, it's the start of August, and Pinfest is the end of August, but we will be taking this to Pinfest next year to show you all something we hopefully will be very, very proud of. Right, anyway, that's it. Hopefully you've seen enough edited video footage during this video. There you go, stage 2 of the 8 Ball Deluxe restoration.